All right, welcome to both mics. Welcome.
Hey, folks. Welcome to a show about nothing and everything. He's Mike Sofka.
And he is Mike Taylor, and together we are both
We are
mics.
both Mikes. Welcome to
Yay.
show number 44.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes,
All right.
44.
Both Mikes heard everywhere. Podcasts can be heard. iHeartRadio. And live every Friday night around 7-ish on twitch.tv/both mics. Check us out. Subscribe. Throw us some money, and we'll throw you some stickers.
Yeah, but you don't have to send money for stickers. That would be nice. That would buy more stickers, but
Sure.
yeah, free. Free's good. I like free stuff.
If I found $1 laying on the ground, would I pick it up? Sure.
Absolutely. Then I'd go buy a lottery ticket and see how much more I can make it worth. I'm playing with house money.
I forgot to buy lottery tickets today. Darn it.
Yeah, there's still time. You have time.
Still time. Yeah. Well, I'll probably miss tonight. And then if no one wins, I get ticked. Because I'm like, oh, that could have been me that won. I
Right.
didn't get my ticket. If someone else wins, I'm like, it wasn't meant to be. If I bought a ticket, it would have been a waste of $2. But when they don't win and it rolls over, I'm like, oh, that was my chance to win. Is that messed up?
Maybe. Do you play specific numbers, or you just do your thing?
I do the quick picks, yeah. Some of the numbers, like I saw like 51, 52, 53 get picked once. I'm like, okay, there's no way in the world someone's actually going to pick that themselves. The only way that someone would have won with that is with a quick pick. So I stick with the quick pick.
Yeah, I think that's what they say is that more winners are had by the quick pick. And in Florida, it's at Publix. Publix seems to be a hot spot for scratch-offs and other, the other games they have. My nephew and niece, they each work at Publix.
Okay, good.
And they have a guy that comes in and, they're not really supposed to get tips or whatever at Publix when they're helping people out with their groceries. Old guy comes in,
Right.
and every time he comes in, he gives whoever helps him a lottery ticket. Like, he'll go over to the machine and he'll punch one out, because I guess they have the machine now in some Publix, and some Publix you walk up to the counter for the scratch-off still. And he gave my niece a scratch-off, and it turned out to be a $100 winner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I think they have the scratch-offs and the stocking stuffer scratch-offs. Can you imagine giving somebody a scratch-off and, they win $1 million? Oh, God.
What's the decorum there? What's right? What do you do then?
It's the ideal thing, or the thing that you say ahead of time. Well, I would throw him a bone. Maybe I'd split it or give him 15 or 20, 30%, and blah 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 blah. But you win $1 million and you have $1 million coming to you.
No, you don't.
No one knows.
Uncle Sam's going to take 40% of it right off the top.
Is it my money? It's all character. You have a good character. You're like, oh, I'd give him money until it actually happens, and you're like, it changes everything. So I don't know. I would probably give some over. Why not?
Well, Disney is in the news here. They're saying the labor shortage is affecting Disney. And one of the reasons and ways that they're telling that is people have been going around Disney taking pictures of less than Disney situations, i.e. the trash can I'm showing you up. If you're watching the video here on Twitch or on YouTube or Facebook, wherever, I appreciate you watching. But supposedly there's trash on the floor. There's stuff not done. Now, supposedly before this COVID thing, Disney had furloughed 30,000 people. Then they did away with another 30,000 jobs. And I guess now they're having a hard time getting people. And I guess, I don't know, maybe this is just blown out of proportion. Maybe this is... I don't know. I don't have an explanation. I've never seen that at Disney. Have you?
No. I've seen close to it at times, but I'm trying to look at the trash can and see what park that is. My guess is that's Epcot.
Well, I was just using this one as an example. There's a video going viral of several areas of opportunity for Disney there.
It's my OCD checking in, trying to figure out where that is.
I hear you.
Now, actually, today I listened to iHeartRadio a bunch. I listened to one of the local Orlando radio stations, and they run the same damn commercials over and over. And one is for Disney Jobs, Disney.jobs, or whatever the case may be. and they're offering $1,000 bonus for housekeepers for the menial task. The job that needs no high school degree, basically.
Yeah,
And
it pays
offering $1,000 bonus.
It pays $14 an hour, and then they pay you like $250 after 60 days, and the other $750 after another 50 days. So they want you to stay there for 4 or 5 months, I guess. But I get it. That takes them through the end of the year.
Yep. Yeah, we should, I got a bonus.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of what I have. Like I said, I have people in my family who are of younger age, and I finally got a couple of them to come around. We talked about the wage thing. I said, when you get hired, they go, yeah, I can't wait till they pass this thing and everybody gets paid $15 an hour. I said, well, how much are you getting paid now? And they told me it was like $10, $11. And I'm like, well, that's good. I said, that's not even minimum wage right now. So you're ahead by $3 or $4 an hour. So when it turns $15 an hour for minimum wage, they're gonna give you a raise above that. You're gonna be making like $18, $19 an hour. And they just looked at me like a deer in the headlights. And like I could see the thing going off, the light bulb going off in their head. No, that's not what's going to happen. There's just going to be less people doing more work for that. It's. I was in charge of a production facility at one time, and you had to meet production quotas. And what that means is it doesn't matter. It takes this amount of time to do the job. And I had some resistance when I first went in there and clocked everything and found what it should take to do a specific task.
Right.
So these two guys who were running, these two guys who were running that operation said, no, this takes 5 to 5.5 hours. It's not 3 hours. I said, no, between the two of you, it can be a 3-hour thing. And they were like, no way. So I rolled up my sleeves. I got in there and God dang, we did it in 3 hours. How about that? And that's what people need to understand is the job will expand to accommodate the time allotted or allowed.
Right.
Let me say that again. The job will expand to accommodate the allotment of time allowed. So, it's important, but a place like Disney, what are they going to do? They're going to pass it on. You're going to pay $250 for a single day now instead of $180 or whatever it is.
Right. God, I remember 1988 going there and it was $26 to get in.
Wow.
$26. They got you coming and going. Heart fills up, and it's good in a way. At least the riffraff stays out.
Right. Right. You don't have a
riffraff.
You don't have a bunch of gang members coming in there taking over a ride.
Right. You don't have a people of Walmart brawl on Main Street. Unless my ex-mother-in-law's there.
Nice.
Ever tell you about that, dude? All right. My brother-in-law, who's now in his 40s and a pharmacist, used to work for Disney, and he was in the 3 o'clock parade. And we would always, there's a clock on Main Street, and we would always stand by the clock on Main Street and watch the parade. Whether he was in it or not, it's just where we stood to watch the parade every time, day, night, whatever the case may be. And the parade starts coming down. There's my brother-in-law. He's up on stilts. He's doing his thing. My mother-in-law's out in the street taking pictures.
Wow.
Right? And the guy, couple feet down, excuse me, can you stay on the sidewalk so we can, the kids can see? She turns around and goes, "Fuck you!" As loud as she fucking could on Main Street USA, 3:15 in the afternoon.
Nice.
I was mortified.
Nice.
Holy crap, you gotta be kidding me.
I'd love to hear that on video, somebody's vacation video or something in the background.
Right? I'll bet you. And they were like, they rewind it, they have the family over. You gotta watch this lady. Somebody at every parade gets videotaped or recorded. Whatever the case may be. Someone has that on video. I never even thought of that. Wow, that'd be insane.
See, but nowadays, it's a little bit different. The opportunity for that to be recorded is much greater nowadays. Yeah. Back then, it may be on a VHS tape somewhere.
Right. Someone's mini VHS.
It's in somebody's garage. It's never been watched. Oh, look, honey, we went here 25 years ago. Let's watch this.
That'd be freaking fantastic. That would make my life if that was on video somewhere. Dude, I was never so mortified. Unfreaking believable, this woman.
Wow.
Freaking born in goddamn New York. Piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
My children's grandmother is a piece of shit.
Jesus.
Hi, kids.
Don't hold back, Mike. Tell us how you feel.
All right.
Is there anybody in a Twitch chat thing? See if you could chat some people up. That'd be nice.
Just someone named Debbie Peel. Hi,
Hey,
Debbie
that's
Peel.
perfect. That's perfect. Does Debbie like spiders? I just put a picture of a spider there. I don't know if you could see that.
I'm thinking. No, she's not a big fan of spiders, but she did put a bunch of laughing, rolling out loud emojis.
Nice.
With on there. Yeah. So maybe she hasn't heard that story before.
Nice. Well, the reason why I put a picture of this spider up here is apparently on the ISIS space thing. What do they call it? The space station.
International Space Station.
Yeah.
It's not run by ISIS. Just to let you know.
Correct. You don't have to show up in that if you're a woman in the full thing in the
burqa.
Yeah, the burqa, whatever that is. Well, there's a lady on who's an astronaut, and she's been seeing spiders on the ISS. Now, they're trying to tell her at NASA that, no, you're not seeing spiders. This is just an optical illusion, yada, yada. And she's saying, no, there's spiders. And they're trying to tell her that, yes, there have been spiders on the space station, but that was like in 2011. So whatever that means. She's seeing spiders. And they're saying that it's a common thing for people to see things or see things like floating by when you're in space.
Okay.
That doesn't sound very normal to me, to be sitting there and seeing some sort of particle of dust or something floating by. I mean, I've seen them squirt the water bottle and the droplets of waters are out there and they can actually like eat a droplet of water like it's almost like a semi-solid. But
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen people mistake a small piece of lint or food or something for a spider.
Especially if this is an actual picture of it, it looks like a damn spider to me.
No, that's not an actual picture. Come on, I sensationalized it. Her name is Megan MacArthur. She's on Twitter as Astro_Megan. She said, is it weird after 100 days on the space station when I see a small piece of lint or food float by, my body still reacts like it's a spider. A split second before my brain can chime in, relax, you're in space, remember, no spiders.
Interesting.
You have anybody that's fearful of spiders in your family?
My present brother-in-law is like petrified of spiders, and he lives basically on a farm, on an orchard, with barns and like garages and bales of hay and whatnot.
All the places you'd find spiders.
Exactly. So I don't know how he deals with it, but yeah. And I've never seen him react to one. But I understand he screams like a girl when he is confronted with a spider. Yeah, and he's a man's man. You know, he's a freaking motorcycle driver. He can fix anything. You know, but
I came home one day from work, and Ashley, my stepdaughter, right in the front hallway. As soon as I opened the door, there was a giant Tupperware dish with like a brick on top of it, and a Post-it note said, do not touch. And I walked in, I'm like, what is this? And she's afraid of spiders, so there was a spider, and she put that on top of it and put the brick on top of it. And I thought you'd get satisfaction out of killing something that you're fearful of, no?
Yeah, you just hit it with a newspaper, hit it with a magazine. You know. Now, when I moved to Florida, even like anywhere I lived, it always seemed there was spider webs in my way going to the car in the morning. And I've learned to like walk like this. You know, this is great radio right here, with my arm in front of me, to knock down all the spider. You know, to be just like warm.
No, you're absolutely correct. Yes.
Yeah. And I'll walk with my arm in front of me to get rid of all this stuff.
Sometimes even go into a vehicle in your own driveway or something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But when we moved to Florida in '99, we had all our stuff in storage for about 4 or 5 months while they finished building our house. And would say probably after we moved in, a month or two later, in the doorway that leads to the hallway where the kids' rooms were, all of a sudden a curtain of baby spiders come down. There must have been like an spider egg somewhere in our stuff. And for some reason, just in this doorway, about 100 spiders has come down. And they're little baby spiders. And it was, like I said, it looked like beads, like Greg Brady's bedroom in the Brady Bunch. He had those beads, the hippie beads. Yeah, not my idea of fun. So I took like a broom and knocked them all down. And yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders.
We had them. No. We had them around the swimming pool before, and that's a little annoying when that happens. All of a sudden they're all over the pool, and they don't create a lot of. I guess it has something to do with surface tension. They're able to run on top of the water when they're real small like that, so they don't sink.
Right. Yeah. Well, because they're so light in comparison to their surface area.
Well, I think we got to go and do our little alien update here. I think it's time for the alien update. Let me get that going here. Let me find it. That's nice.
It's over there.
Looking alien! Where?
Warning! Alien approaching! Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous for Earth people!
It's a pretty good robot. He's a little bit of an alien, too. But I think he's an alien. You could be an alien robot, right? Like, not all robots are domestic.
I computed the aliens. They are capable of sinister and dangerous acts.
You weird alien man!
All right, and of course, when we're talking to Alien Update, we're talking all these people that are way too smart and got way too much money. We're talking about Musk, we're talking about Bezos, we're talking about Gates, we're talking about Zuckerberg. These are people like Madonna. You ought to know who they are just by one name. I don't have to give you their full name. But they're obviously from some other planet because of all the what they've been able to accomplish, the wealth and the knowledge and the things they created literally out of this world. So thus the Alien Update brings me to our first situation here with the Alien Update, and it's Starlink. Now Musk is involved in this Starlink thing. Did you know that this is made to usher in the digital currency? Supposedly when we all go to a digital currency, that's why this Starlink is mapped all over the globe. It's all over. They got it's like a net. Or literally like a net. And they're saying that this is good for you to get super fast internet speed even in remote places.
Right. That was the original, marching order that they gave. You can be in the Serengeti in Africa and you can still get internet signal. So. Yeah,
they're saying that compared to Starlink satellite dishes deployed at homes, a new Earth Station in Motion, ESIM, has been ruggedized to handle harsher environments so that, for example, it will be able to continue to operate at greater extremes of heat and cold and have improved snow and ice melt capabilities and will withstand a greater number of thermal cycles. They say that the Starlink user terminals go into thermal shutdown once they hit 122 Fahrenheit, which causes outages for some beta users, though.
Really?
Yeah, I need to see and hear more about this stuff because I hate being late to the party, But they have 1,700 satellites and 90,000 users so far. So it's 90,000 beta users in 12 countries. So they're saying
1,700 satellites?
1,700. Yeah, they put them up like 50 or 60 at a time. They've been doing this for the past couple of years.
Yeah, that I know. And I have an app that kind of gives you the coordinates of them and lets you know when they're in your area. And I've gone outside several times, God, over a year now, because I was doing it in Texas too. Oh, by the way, today is the 1-year anniversary of me moving back to Florida.
Yay!
And I've done it here, and I've done it in Texas, where it'll tell you what comes from the northeast and goes to the southwest, and it'll be like what degree and how high up in the sky it'll go, or will it be along the horizon. And I've looked so many times, and I'll set my alarm on my phone to go outside and look. Never seen it. Never ever seen it. So I kind of gave up. But I'd like to see it because it looks, well, you know what? It's lights in the sky. What's really the big deal? But it was kind of cool when I saw the International Space Station go by. That went right over my house. God, about 8 years ago in San Antonio. That was cool. So,
Yeah,
that was cool.
that I've seen. I've seen that from Atlanta, and that was cool. We happened to be up in some sort of observatory thing, and then we were able to, it's hard to track that in an observatory situation. You just see it with your naked eye, but it was moving pretty fast. I was surprised at how fast it moved.
I was too, and it didn't look like it was really much higher than like an airplane, But I don't know. It was, like I said, 8 years ago. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I was able to see it with my naked eye. Nothing extra, and kind of cool.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch more stuff like this. I'm not going to bore you. Go to arstechnica.com and you can read a bunch more stuff about that. I know sometimes we get off on the way to hell out there tangent. That's okay, because where else do you hear this shit but here, right?
Right, exactly.
So our newest member to the Alien family, Richard Branson, his company reopened ticket sales for their Virgin Galactic at $450,000 per seat.
Call now, 1-800 your satellite. Yeah, okay.
This is
use discount code both mics. Call today.
Yes, let me save you $45,000. It's 10% off with the code both mics.
Unreal.
Right. This is according to KSL.com. The news comes after Virgin Galactic founder Richard Branson took a supersonic joyride above the space plane for more than a decade of pledging to become the first to test out the technology, and the company says it's prepared to begin commercial operations in 2022.
Okay, what are they waiting on? He did it a couple of weeks ago. Why not do it this week?
Right. Single-seat reservations, which begin at $450,000, and then multi-seat reservations for families and friends, and an option to buy out all 6 seats on a given flight for a modest premium. I bet.
You could do a buyout, huh?
Sounds like $2.5 million for me and my kids to go up in space. It's the same thing as going to Disney.
Practically. And, this way you can wipe out the whole family in one big swoop.
Nice. Did you hear that? Could you hear that?
Can I hear you?
No, did you hear the crickets?
Oh. No, but...
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, I like it when you can't hear it. That's perfect.
Right. Yeah, no, all your effects I can't hear.
Nice. That's nice. I'm going to have to get on the intern here to do something. Get another engineer. Our guy's coming by tonight again. Our Mikestradamus guy.
Glad to hear that.
Let me see if I got a text from them yet. No, but we're due to get a text in a few minutes. Let me open up this one more topic here. And being we're still kind of in the alien update here. Apple is in the news. Did you hear what they're going to do lately at Apple?
I actually did. The radio program I was listening to this afternoon was making a big deal about it, and it's not a good thing. I think it's the way they're toting it is okay. Well, the actual article is that Apple is going to be reviewing all pictures that are put onto their devices. Where you take them, they're going to review them, and they're looking for precarious situations with children, and that's the way they're pushing it. And of course, no one wants to be against, the person that calls out the people that are trying to protect children. Of course, everybody wants to protect children. Is this the way? I don't know.
I think they're doing this under the guise of protecting the children.
Yeah.
But the ability to look at all your shit at all the time, which they already have. Now they're just backing themselves up. They're just making it legal now.
Well, yeah. Legal. And I think the big thing is to report it, where they've always had the ability to look at your pictures and probably listen to your phone conversations and all that with the Patriot Act and whatnot.
But what if they know you real well and they don't want to report it?
Right.
Wonder who that could be.
Well, I'm sure there's. I'm sure it's not the same person reviewing it every time. You know, there's probably checks and balances and whatnot.
All right, how many iPhones are there in the world, do you think?
Too many. What, 5, 6, maybe 10 tops? More crickets.
Trying to type it in right now. Apple says there are now more than 1 billion active iPhones.
Wow.
So there's not going to be a person reviewing these things. It's going to be computerized. It's going to be AI.
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
what are they going to? What images are they showing this AI to understand what to look for? And where did they get these images? Isn't it against the law to have those images?
Well, yeah, but they don't have them. They probably have it set up that like, oh, well, they're not our images, but you know.
That's like I'm real mad at the IRS, but not if you're listening to us and you're affiliated with the IRS. I'm only mad at those other people at the IRS.
Yes. So, yeah, they're going to have a computer that's going to scan it and look for certain stuff, and then they're going to have the ability to report it. So, that's what people are, that's not good is it like the slippery slope they always talk about,
Yes.
And then you got the people that are like, well, if you aren't doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about.
Understood. Totally understood. Totally get it. But what else are you looking at?
Right. Exactly.
Just the tip, right? I'm just going to use the tip. Just the tip.
Just the tip. I won't come in your mouth. I promise.
With that, I just got the text. Mikestradamus is here. He's coming up to the door now. I'm going to go grab the door, okay? All right. Let me get his music going because he gets pissy when I don't have his music going.
Yeah, favorite song, huh?
Maybe he'll keep his hands off the intern today.
Doubt it.
Woo! All right, I got the music. Okay. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very exciting night. We have a very special guest with us this evening. We have the East, a famous safari guide, the all-knowing, all-seeing, omniscient, and former electronics salesman from the Crazy Eddie from the corner of 4th and Lexington in New York City. I give to you Mikestradamus.
Yes. Yes, young Michael. How are you? How are you? Greetings and salutations.
Welcome, Mikestradamus. We have been waiting for you. We've been waiting to hear you and your infinite wisdom. I have your envelopes right here. They have been hermetically sealed and stored in a mayonnaise jar in Cocoa Beach since noon today. No one knows the contents of these envelopes, but you, in your infinite wisdom, without ever seeing the contents, you and you alone know the answers to the questions inside these envelopes.
That is
I
correct.
present to you your first envelope.
Ah, thank you, young Michael. Thank you. Ah, nice. Now I have the answer to the question in this envelope here. I'm going to put it to my forehead and tell you what the answer is, then open the envelope and give you the question. Are you ready?
Your infinite wisdom.
Yes. Yes, my son.
We are ready for your first answer.
The punchline. The first answer is the punchline.
The punchline.
What is the best part of an Olympic athlete's or a boxer's joke? Jeez, that would have gone off a lot better had I said that right. Let's do that again. We'll make it up in post. What is the best part of an Olympic boxer's joke? The punchline. I get it.
The punchline.
Yeah, that was very funny. Okay, the studio audience here liked it at least. Young Michael.
I have the next envelope right here.
Thank you. Sorry, this studio audience in here was a bit ruckus. I do want to let you know, never to kick a hot turd on a hot day.
Never kick a hot turd on a hot day.
Yes. Question number 2.
Question number 2.
The 2020 Olympic gold medalist, Sydney McLaughlin. I don't even know who that is, but I know that's the answer.
She is the gold medalist for the 440 hurdles or 400 hurdles.
Wow.
You're pretty good.
Name the only white person faster than Mark Furman at the Apollo Theater.
Oh, too soon. Mark Furman at the Apollo Theater.
Yes. May you forever...
Right,
I have a blessing for you here if you want to...
Please, best bless me.
Yes. May you forever be sarcastic because punching people is frowned upon.
I present to you
Nice.
your last envelope.
Nice. I like the way it says the F word right across it. That's awesome. Nice. People are going to think that's how I have the answers now. You writing them on the envelope, handing them through internet space to me. May I have your word? You're not writing the answers on these envelopes, correct?
No.
Okay.
They are blank envelopes.
Okay.
That one.
All right.
That one I think the intern got a hold of.
The answer is the taste. The taste.
The taste.
The question. How do you tell the difference between an oral and rectal thermometer?
Oh, jeez.
And young Michael, before I depart, let me let you know, may your good taste always be bad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Mikestradamus. Thank you. Till next time.
I can't help it. I know I've said something to him. Yes, I got the phone call from John Morgan. Yes. All right, enough. I'll say something to him again. Did he leave yet?
Do we
All
have
right.
an ass grabbing issue?
Apparently, it's a chest grabbing issue now. We've
Nice.
we've gone up to the chest. We were at the grabbing the ass of the intern on the way out the door. Now we're grabbing the chest. So,
Like I said, join the club.
I expect a cease and desist from John Morgan any second now. He'll probably be calling the studio line. So,
Hey, I got something I'm going to show you.
oh yeah, nice. Now, for some reason, I can't see it. There you go. Yes. Wow.
You know what that is?
Yes, it's the license plate for that DeLorean you're building.
Yes. Well, it's obviously not. This is a full size one, and God, I don't know where I probably saw the advertisement on Facebook. And this DeLorean I'm building is 1/8 scale, so it's about 2 feet freaking long. And they send you issues each month. Oh, excuse me. And to build this DeLorean, it's 130 issues. And I'm up to like issue 30. And I've been, God, for I don't know how long. I guess I had 32 boxes that they've sent me, and it took like 3 years to gather all these freaking parts. And I just been storing them, and then I boxed them up and I moved them to Florida, and I finally have a little time where I can build the damn thing. So I'm up to issue 30 of 130 issues, and each issue, take a guess on how much each issue cost.
$28.
Yeah, I would have never gotten it at that price. $12.95.
Oh.
$12.95. So 12 times 100 is $1,200.
Yeah, I was gonna say around $1,500.
Right. So yeah, about $1,500, and it's all metal and it's all done with screws, and god damn, it's a pain in the butt. But you ever do models when you were like a kid?
Yeah, I had some, but I wasn't allowed to work with the super glue as much or whatever, the hot glue or whatever. So it was more the snap kind, because you used to be able to get them both ways.
Yeah.
Some came with decals, some you painted, and I always had the snap together ones. I guess it was because there might be other kids playing with these things, and anyway.
Yeah, I did a bunch, and believe it or not, I kept them. I had them on display when I was like in school and stuff, and I had them on a shelf. And then when I moved out, I boxed them all up, and I ended up like keeping them. And I actually sold them at a freaking garage sale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All put together like a '77 Trans Am.
Yeah.
Firebirds and Mustangs. I had probably when I sold them, I probably had like 6 left, and I did a pretty decent job on them. But this one is ultimate. It comes with its own display case and all that other crap, and they send you tchotchkes in the mail.
That's nice.
So
that's nice.
I'll it's kind of cool. So what else is going on? What's out there? What's happening?
Well, I put up a picture of the ISS here. NASA and Russia.
On board.
What's that?
I hear there's spiders on board.
That's correct. There's spiders on board. So, you know why they brought spiders on there back in 2010, 2011? They wanted to study if spiders spin their webs any differently in microgravity.
Right. Yeah. I remember that. That makes sense.
So do they jump across the room and have like a big swoop of a web?
Hell yeah!
They're floating across.
Yeah. Well, like we discussed earlier, like you walk down your sidewalk out to your car, and there's a spider web, a single web across your path. How do they do that? Do they jump? Or is he like, okay, I'm gonna start my web here. Now I'm gonna crawl down this bush, across the sidewalk, over the wood chips, up the wall, and plant it right here. So this way it'll be in his face when he goes out to the car in the morning. How do they get it across? How do they do this? I guess we'll have to YouTube it later.
Yes.
Whatever. In my spare time.
So the reason why I put the ISS up there is, you may recall a week or so ago, an episode or so ago, we talked about Russia, their Nuka research module docked with the orbiting lab. But the new module soon hit troubles. Just a few hours after docking, its thrusters began to fire unexpectedly, pulling the module away from the station and causing the space station to lose what engineers call attitude control, spinning out of its normal orientation. Now, NASA and Russia are both coming out and saying that they've reaffirmed their partnership and share next steps to moving forward and yada, 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 yada.
So you were right, I guess, a couple of weeks ago when you were saying that Russia was trying to sabotage shit.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I still see that
way.
Yeah.
Why are they reaffirming their relationship if it was good to begin with?
Yeah, there was no problem. I don't know. I guess it is like a relationship. You have to be careful. You have to be able to read the signs. Like, you have to know, well, what's wrong? Nothing. Okay. Exactly. All right. I know what that means.
Yeah, we know what that means. All right, I'll be on the couch. Yep.
What, honey, I was thinking about going out with the guys to this thing for the whole day. Do whatever you think.
That's fine.
Jesus, that's fine. Yes.
You ever read the signs from a girl that you're dating, and break up with her before she breaks up with you?
I don't know.
I've done it.
Okay.
I just thought it was kind of cool. You as you get older, when you're a kid it's one thing, but when you get older, you kind of read signs a little better about relationships, and I could just tell that this relationship, and you've met this girl, and I could just tell it was going kind of south, and because of previous things with this same person, and this was going to be the third time that I noticed that the relationship just wasn't right, and I'm like, okay, the next step is she's gonna tell me to leave. So the next morning, I drove her to work. I went back to the house, put everything I owned back in my car, and drove off to work, and changed my MySpace status to beating her to the punch.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course she saw that, and she tried calling. She's like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, so not to get off topic or anything.
No.
So
speaking of that stuff,
everything
winning
is good with
fantasy
the Russians.
football. You see my shirt?
yes, winning fantasy football.
Yes. You can type
I know.
in now. Now you can just go to your Google machine there and type in winning fantasy football. It takes you right to my website. So I got
Yeah.
winning fantasy football or Hall of Fame fantasy football. Either way, you get the same stuff. Facebook,
Yeah.
we're on Facebook. We have a group there sharing info. So, yeah, just got these shirts
Yeah,
in.
if you need help with fantasy football, he is the guy. Mike Sofka is
That is
in the
correct.
Fantasy Football Hall of Fame.
That is correct.
How many people do you know on this planet that are in the Fantasy Football Hall of Fame?
Well, let me ask you a question. If you had to play a football game and have Peyton Manning as your quarterback or Joe Schmo down the street as your quarterback, who are you going to take?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you do, Speaking of Peyton Manning, he's going in the Hall of Fame, the regular football Hall of Fame this weekend, the NFL Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's got that giant forehead, like you could cast a movie on there.
Yes.
You ever seen his forehead? I've got an interesting stat about Peyton Manning that no one ever really talks about. You want to hear it?
Of course.
He's still 0-4 against the Florida Gators. All right, thank you, folks. All right, I put up a picture of a dehumidifier.
I used to have one of those.
Well, apparently there's more than 2 million of them that are being recalled after $17 million in fire damage.
Nice. Collectively or to one place?
I think collectively, there was a couple different situations.
Wow.
My Google Fires are slow right now, so I'm pulling it up right now. But 2.4 million dehumidifiers under 20 different brands and sold by retailers nationwide are being recalled because they can overheat and catch fire. Something that's happened more than 100 times, causing 17 million in property damage.
That I believe. I actually had one that looked similar to that. The house when I growing up in Jersey, the house that I grew up in, they it's a convoluted story, but there was a bedroom in the basement, and that ended up being my bedroom. And basements, if people don't know, get very humid in the summertime. They're cooler and they condense the water and whatnot. So my mom went to Richard's Rental to rent.
Hang on a second. Let me correct this. You can continue talking. I can hear you.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
that's
take
all
care
right.
of this.
And the dehumidifier my mom rented from the rental place. She just took. She never brought it back. So I had this dehumidifier in my bedroom all the time, and it would, in the summertime, it would make my bedroom warm. So I would, I'd get a fan and I'd blow the fan on it, so I could see how these things can catch fire. And I kept that thing running all the time. I had a hose connected onto it, and it went out to the drain. But yeah, they get hot.
Well,
And,
if you have a dehumidifier, being there was 20 different brands that they made them and sold them under that are being recalled nationwide. If you bought yours at Costco, Lowe's, Menards, or Walmart between February 2009 and August 2017, they ran between $120 and $430 each.
Wow.
So that's how you know if you have one of those. They say another 380,000 were sold in Canada and about 25,000 in Mexico. But the company said those people can stick it up their ass because we don't care about people from those countries.
Right.
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, now I know why my mom rented it and just never returned it to the rental place. You know, she probably gave a fake name too. Who knows? It was the 80s.
I'm gonna put up a great picture, and after I tell the story, you tell me whether she's guilty or not guilty. Okay? This
After?
woman here. First of all, first impression, just with the picture, is she guilty or not guilty, without knowing the crime?
She's guilty.
Her name is
the deer in the headlights look.
Chelsea Ray Trujillo.
Trujillo, because J's are pronounced like H and double L is pronounced by Y. So Trujillo.
Well, she's accused of putting her young son into the trunk of a car in front of stunned witnesses who tried to stop her. And she got an altercation with other people who were watching her take her 5-year-old and stick him in the trunk. And she's fighting with the other people, saying, F you can't tell me what to do with my kid. And she forcefully placed her young son in the trunk of her car. Chelsea Trujillo, 33, was arrested Thursday by cops in Pueblo, Colorado.
Okay. Did they give a reason why she was doing it?
Apparently not. Apparently she was just mad at the kid and was making the kid get in the trunk. Apparently this was not the first time. She's arguing with a lady who's trying to stop her. The lady, the female witness who's witnessing this, threatens to tase Chelsea Ray Trujillo, has a taser in hand, and Trujillo's telling her, okay, listen, you don't know my child. And that lady was like, you're not putting an effing kid in an effing trunk. And the police showed up shortly after she had left. She had departed in a blue Chevy Malibu with no license plates.
Unreal. Yeah. Was there too many kids? Was there too many recipients in the car, and she had to put one in the trunk?
I don't know.
Was it a Walmart parking lot?
I don't know. It doesn't say. That's funny though. You know, it's funny because I used to be in a car business, and we used to get bonuses for putting people in the trunk. Like, you pull the car right up to the front door where everybody could see that you're working with this customer. And when you're showing them the ample trunk space, you pop open the trunk and you go to climb in and you go, whoa, you know what? You might as well climb in because I want to show you that emergency release switch. And the person looks at you and they shrug their shoulders and they get in the trunk. You'd be amazed how many people I could tell to get in the freaking trunk of a car. I don't know them from Adam. And they get in the trunk and I get paid extra money for it.
That's freaking hilarious.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of stories like that. There's some disgusting stories. It's a disgusting business. This is good business, though. It's fun. You get to see people from all walks of life. This is a Belarus runner from the Olympics.
Okay.
Well, she's running all right. She's running from her countrymen. She's seeking amnesty. And her handlers, the people trying to put her back on the plane to Belarus, were trying to do so forcefully, and they got asked to leave. So now she's claiming amnesty or whatever. I'm trying to pull it up here. My Googles are slow today.
Just your Googles?
Yes. She used a quick thinking to avoid being sent home. She apparently had a message, an emergency message on her phone. And apparently she had it in several languages. And she would show her phone to Japanese police as she tried to avoid being forced onto the plane. That led them to decide to, look at this a little closer. And sure enough, they said, no, you're going to stay. And these people were going to go. And we're going to help you out here. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but that just goes to show you, there's a lot of people want to come to this country. There's a lot of people in bad situations want to leave this country. So all those people who are in the Olympics and not even saluting the flag or whatever, that's ridiculous.
Right, exactly. They could stay. Yeah, well, it's a lot like Cuba. Well, I won't even say Cuba. God, where was it? When I was in the mortgage business, my partner that I ran the company with, he used to do a soccer tournament out in Orlando. And one year, he said he had all these different countries would bring teams to this tournament. And I don't know where the one country was, but the whole team got to the country and claimed amnesty or wanted asylum. And like they never showed up to the tournament, but they actually did come to the hotel.
Wow.
So yeah, he knew they came to the country and they claimed amnesty, and then they just disappeared.
Wow, that's crazy stuff.
I guess that's the way to do it. Form a soccer team, come to the States, and then say,
Well,
hey,
think
I wanna
about it.
stay.
You're in a third world situation, and the only way out is your talent, and you're talented enough to get yourself a ticket out. Are you leaving family behind? I mean, that must be really hard choice. That must be things that are hard to do, But I get it. I mean, you look around the world, if you watch the news, not the crap that they try to feed us, but if you search around, you can see some real bad situations in other countries, and yet we want to piss on ours here. I'm not going to get too much more into that because I'm going to get all riled up here and start saying stuff that people aren't going to want to hear.
Right.
So this is a Star Cruiser.
Interesting.
That apparently is a Star Cruiser. It's like the Star Wars.
Yeah, very, very sci-fi looking.
Yeah, they're going to have these Star Wars hotels, I guess. They're going to send this thing into a hotel. Okay?
Oh, cool. Like a Galaxy's Edge type thing.
Yes, and there's a tweet above it from Universal. Universal tweeted that Galactic Star Cruiser because a 2-night Star Wars experience is going to cost just over $4,800 for a regular cabin.
Wow.
The highest price tag on a regular cabin is for 4 guests, coming in at $5,999. And it should be noted that these costs are for regular cabins. Higher price tags will come with more elaborate cabins, of course. This is all according to InsideTheMagic.net.
Wow. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So Universal retweets a picture of this cruiser here and says, think how many churros you could buy with that kind of money.
Right? And a popcorn bucket and maybe a soda. But yeah. Well, I just came across something. A bunch of my friends who go on the Monsters Rock cruise were showing that there's going to be a 4-day concert festival in Key West.
Yeah, I saw that.
They were talking about all these awesome bands from the 80s, a lot of hair bands playing, and awesome lineups, great lineups. And then I was starting to think, like, well, this is Key West. And like, okay, they have limited space.
Yes.
And they're going to be bringing 4,000, 6,000 people to this concert at this venue. And I'm like, God, what's it going to cost? Well, the cost came out this past week for 2 people, $6,000. $6,000.
Well,
not including transportation there. So you got to drag your ass down there. And it's the hotel, it's the venue, it's food and drink and whatnot. But $6,000.
It's our age. It's that bracket. They know people that are in that bracket. If they have interest in this, they have some of the highest disposable income. They got credit. They got money. They're established. Kids are even out of the house already, and now it's time for them. And this is a nice trip. And you're going to spend that on a nice trip, pretty much. I mean, maybe not that much, but I mean, you're going to spend some money if you go anywhere. And I get it. Wow. They got enough rooms? Yeah. If 4,000 people, do they have 4,000 rooms in Key West?
I don't know. I don't think so. That which makes me wonder. Is it $6,000? Is it $8,000 if you stay closer?
You know what they should do? They should put that in with a cruise ship, and you sleep on the boat at the port. You get up, you go to the show, you go back to the cruise ship. The next morning, they check, make sure everybody's on the ship by noon or whatever, make sure everybody gets out of jail or whatever's going on, and then you go out in the ocean and gamble, and then you come back in a couple hours. Make it a 3-day cruise, but you're based in Key West.
Yeah, which would make sense, but Key West, they went ahead and came up with some kind of law that only certain cruise ships can go there.
Ah.
they don't want these bigger cruise ships going to Key West. And I know previously when cruise ships were going to Key West, there was a law or an ordinance that they had to leave before sundown. Because
Yeah.
Mallory Square, where these cruise ships dock,
Yeah.
is in the west.
Yeah.
And it blocked the sunset.
You know, I
for
looked at that because
the
we were going to
guests.
go on a cruise like that, and it didn't make any sense because we weren't going to see the sunset. And I
Right.
was like, why am I doing that?
Well, you don't see it from Key West, but you'll always see it from the boat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. So I always thought it was strange. I'm like, why? Because I've been to Key West 3 times, never by foot or car, always by boat, and they always left like 4 o'clock. I'm like, why are you leaving so early? So that's why.
So, by the way, we don't leave a stone unturned here on both mics. The average cost of a churro is $5.50 at Universal Studios. So, theoretically, a guest could buy almost 873 churros for the same cost as 2 nights on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Wow.
I hope you're hungry.
Which is on the side of the road by, which is by Disney, whatever, Disney MGM Studios. What do they call it
I
now?
guess. Hollywood
Disney
Studios.
Hollywood Studios.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, we're up against the clock here. It's almost time for shout-outs. You got anybody you want to say hi to?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say hi to your mom, too.
I'll say hi to your mom. Hey, Arlene.
I do want to make sure I give a shout-out to my boy Gino Losi. If you're into fishing, if you want to fish, even if you don't know how to fish and you want to go out and catch monster fish and catch a bunch of them, no matter where you're at, in freshwater, Gino Losi's your guy. And, of course, the Melon Patch Theater. I like those guys over there. I like what Dustin Levine's doing over there. He's the director. You know, you want to see some community-oriented theater. It's over in Leesburg. Look them up. Send them some money. Look at them on Facebook. Melon Patch Theater. And then, of course, check me out. Winning Fantasy Football. This is the time of year. This is the next 30 days.
Yeah.
There's going to be super fantasy football stuff. So you either have your act together in the next 30 days or you don't. And I have low-cost, affordable options as low as $6. I do have a playoff guarantee, which means you're guaranteed to make the playoffs in your league. And I'll just give you a hint. My motto is winning is everything. And what I mean by that is somebody tells you that winning isn't everything, they haven't won shit. So don't listen to those people. Come check us out. Check out the Facebook group, too, Winning Fantasy Football. All right, Mike. Hey, if you're on Twitch, we're going to stick around. We're going to do another show here in just a minute, so hang out with us. We'll be right back. And if not, well, I guess we'll be shouting at you next time.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Till next time.